Good afternoon. Today we're going to review CMS's new address validation module. This tool provides real-time address verification in CMS on a number of screens. It can be done in the mail list records, it can be done in order entry, and it can be done while you're importing orders into the system. It's a very quick and efficient tool, and most of our customers have given us some really good feedback on this. They've said it's been a very nice addition to our suite of features. It is an option, costs a little bit of money to add it to your system, but it's a service-wide tool, meaning it's not a click per, doesn't charge you per click. It's a one-time fee, and that's good for as many clicks as you need to do it with. So it's very efficient that particular way. We're looking here at one of our wiki articles in which we've tried to document and answer as many questions as we can, so feel free to review this document at your leisure. I'm going to walk down here just because we've already documented a lot of this and thought this would be a good start for you to see what the service does. It's different than the address verification service used by credit card companies in that that service is checking the billing address against the billing address they have on file for you for the billing. The address validation module instead uses Indicia's dial-a-zip service, as I mentioned, and it's going to the U.S. Postal Service. It really only cares whether that address is a valid shipping address. That's all it's looking for. So let me take a quick look here in our address display here to show you a before and after address once it's been validated. In the top screen you could see it is not validated, and I can tell that by the red check mark. So what would happen when I click that button is it would go down to the Postal Service, it would check this address, and it would return these changes. Those changes include standardizing the address, updating or fixing any incorrect zip codes, adding the zip +4 to that, setting the county, setting the residential commercial flags, updating the validation button from red to green, and actually providing a date stamp on when that validation occurred. A very quick and efficient thing, as you'll see here in just a minute. Anytime I edit an address, it will become unvalidated, which means I just have to click the button again and it'll send it back in and revalidate it. Very, very fast. Updating this commercial residential flag also has some benefits to it in that it would save you from the upcharges occurring on your shipping bills for shipping to commercial versus residential accounts. Sure, you've all witnessed that. Doing this validation beforehand will set the flags, and they'll go into the shipping systems with the current and correct settings. Where exactly does this work? Well, any place in CMS where we have an address block, you can validate it. That means in order entry, I'm going to run over here to order entry and show you exactly where these address blocks are so that you can see how they work. So in order entry they work in the contact management system, they work during order importing. You can access them during shipping from the manifest screen, and also take advantage of them in the purchasing module as well. I'm going to minimize the screen for just 2 seconds and come over here to CMS where you can actually see it in action. In this particular customer record, you can see by this red checkbox that this address has not been validated yet. From any of these screens, or any address block, you'll have access to this. Once I click on it, and here we go, 3, 2, 1, you'll see it goes out in very short time, has updated this address, updated the zip codes, updated the county, the country, and the commercial flags, and of course has posted that it's been validated. It's very quick. You can do it from any screen here in the customer record. I also want to show you, if I go to order entry, that you'll see it show up in the order entry screens as well. This little gray box here is going to submit the contents of this box, which means the address lines, the city, the state, the zip, to see if they work. I can change this anytime I update something, you'll see it devalidates. Once I re-click it, it'll go up and re-validate it and update these records accordingly. You'll see that screen here on the order entry under the customer screen. If you're doing multiple ship tos, you'll see it showing up for each address showing up there during that process. If you're in the shipping screen, you'll also see it. Now anytime I see it green, I know it's been validated, so I don't have to do much to it, but I can always update it, come back in here and revalidate it right from these screens. So you'll see this additional feature showing up now throughout the CMS system. Again, you'll see it also on the money screen. Anywhere there's an address field, you'll see that. And finally, on the View Invoice screen, we have a new feature now too, where I can just click on it from the View Invoice screen, and it'll pull it up there too as well. So in order entry, we've seen it. In the customer record, we've seen it. I'll show you a couple other places where you can do it. Here in the manifest screen, I can pull up and process shipments here. You'll notice I have access to it in the bottom right hand corner. By double clicking this box, of course, you can see I can pull up all my shipping addresses for those packages and either validate or edit them on the fly right here while I'm processing them. That's another great place to do it. We also can do it from the automated import tools by setting up the automated imports. I'm just going to show you a quick example here. We do have traps for them where we can tell it to trap any orders that do not pass the address validations during import. Of course, you have to be using our automated import tool for this to work, but we have those features in there to validate addresses on the fly as they're imported. Also, during the setup, you can tell it whether or not to import orders and to use the address validation. During the setup for each of your different services here, I can tell it to actually use that validation when I'm importing that particular source. So there's a couple settings in here to turn that on, but once they're in there, it works very well. You can use it in the purchase order section. You can do it in the warehouse section. You've seen pretty quickly a quick demonstration of it. I'm going to run back here to our wiki URL and make sure I didn't forget anything. I guess I should review this too. A couple of limitations is, of course, to use this service you must have internet access. Must. Workstations must have it. So if you don't have that, it can't really use it because it has to make a call across the internet. It doesn't do NCOA either. It's just looking at the standard address as it posts right now. It's not looking to see if anybody moved anywhere else. We do have tools for that in our NCOA features that allow you to run it through the National Change of Address service, but this service here is just doing a quick lookup. We do have some future considerations we're looking at. One is to do batch processing, which means updating or validating a bunch of addresses all at once instead of a one-by-one tool. This incarnation of this service for us, or this first draft of it, is a one-only type of deal. So it's order by order, address by address, and at some point we might add some of those other features. We may also add some other options, like requiring a validation before we save the order, or a single button to validate all the addresses in an order all at once, and a couple other cases there that might provide us with some ways to increase this service as well. So anyway, that's a quick look at the service. It's a very neat tool. It is an add-on, costs a little money. Give you a rep or call us at the office and we'll be happy to discuss it with you or answer any questions you might have about it. As always, thanks for watching the videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.